Going on to you Virgos out here. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. So for you Virgos, you have the Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands, and then you Virgos also have the Devil card. So a lot of you Virgos are very crafty, very knowledgeable with how you handle your business, and you are a lot more craftier than what it is that you were really given credit for. The life of Virgo sometimes is not for the faint of heart because people ignore us. They don't like to take heed to anything that we have to say. And truth be told, us as Virgos, when we're in the right, people don't want to be wrong, even though they come to us asking for help. And really, all of that really shows you how self-absorbed a lot of people are, and that they do things purely based upon ego. They want to be the special cow. They're right. They want to be the special cow. They want to be the cow that can fly. And in any case, us as Virgos, we're doing our thing because the Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands, a lot of us also moved on from allowing, we're basically moved on from the individuals that it is that we used to hang out with. So there's a sense of letting those people do their own thing and, live their own lives and whatever the situation is, right? Staying away from those people since everybody wants to be brainiacs, since everybody thinks that they have, so much knowledge. Us Virgos, letting them go, do their own thing, let them be as intelligent on their own as they can be because they know everything, right? They come to us asking us for help and then we tell them what to do. They don't listen, okay? Well, since they so intelligent and all of that, okay, go ahead, do your own thing then. And so the situation with that is that the Hermit, which is Virgo, and you have the Hermit and the Judgment, which is again the casting of judgment, the judgment that us as Virgos have had to deal with in the past. But even so, it still continues, right? How it is that people cast their judgment where it's like whatever it is. Like I still have people who I may have wanted to date who can't tell you why it is that they don't rock with me. They can't actually get into the nitty-gritty as to why they don't want to rock with me because there's no justifiable reason why. They want to come up with something and they want to be dysfunctional and adversarial, okay? But they can't actually be like, oh, they can't give you context to that. They can't. They're not going to be able to. And so again, the judgment just speaks to how, like, again, whatever, everyone has an ego, but it's a matter of if your ego is in control of you or not, right? Can you be considerate to not just yourself, but other people? And that's one thing that a lot of people has been revealed to not be able to do when it comes to you. I have people, right? Like, let me use myself as an example, being a Virgo. I have people who will literally be on some stuff where they will do me dirt and then something will happen to them and then they'll go back and then they'll be complaining about it. And it's like, yo, like, and then they're so self-absorbed and dysfunctional. They didn't even stop to say, they play stupid, cry to their fans, cry to their supporters. This happened. And they did not stop to have the realization like how it is that I did X, Y, and Z. That level of cognitive dissonance and intellectual dishonesty, that's what separates the people who are successful from the people who are not successful. You cannot be successful being that stupid, being that intellectually stupid, being that crisscross, being that two-faced, I betrayed somebody, but then when something happened to me, I'm a play stupid, like I don't understand what's going on. I just did this to somebody. I was on one side of the coin, and then now I'm on the other side of the coin. I was on both sides of the coin. Now I gotta understand what both sides of that coin represent, and get the lesson out of both parts of it. They don't want to accept that accountability. Okay, they don't have to accept it if they don't want to, right? To each their own, right? Live and let live. All right. But then that lack of accountability is kicking their hiney, because now it's a situation where it's like the truth, like it is that I was talking about. You know, like some years ago when I was saying that there's a lot of like fake supporters who will come to your channel and wild out and be dysfunctional to you for no reason, right? But they're upset and mad that they have to give up any kind of money. They just expect you to do everything for free, right? They want to use your talents while at the same time give you a hard time and troll you with all this goofy nonsense. Now, when I said that, everybody was like, calm down. It's not how it is. Da 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 da. You just, the way you come off. I'm like, you don't know how I come off behind closed doors. You don't know the jewels and the gems that I'm giving you right on camera, let alone off camera. Everybody was so caught up with how I was saying things. Now what happened? Not long, but several years later, now people come into grips. Oh, people do start stuff for no reason. Yes, they do. There is something wrong with the way some people think. Their mentality is warped. Now everybody's starting to realize all the stuff that I said over here on my channel is the truth, right? Because I've always been straight, no chaser from the very beginning. I always let y'all know what it was. Nothing was hidden. I never hid information from y'all. I always sought out to be as transparent as possible with you. And so that level of intellectual dishonesty that a lot of you Virgos individually to the collective, I'm just sharing mine in particular because y'all come to watch the videos. But that level of intellectual dishonesty that you Virgos have to go through individually and to the shared overall collective unconscious, that is the judgment. They so intelligent. They have all this intelligence, right? They're so intelligent. But then at the same time, they still need your help. They're still over relying on you. All this money. And this goes to show you it's not about money. All this amount of money that people make. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about the mindset. I'm talking about the perspective. All the money that people make throughout their life, or whatever the case may be, right? They still come to you Virgos asking y'all for help. The same individuals that are supposed to be lower than them, right? Quote unquote. And so the Six of Swords, this is the evidence that they need your help. Those same individuals who talked about you Virgos like you were the devil. Look at how the Judgment is and the Six of Swords. They need you. They don't just want you to be around. They need you. They need you Virgos' guidance because they are ruled by their emotionalism. Us as Virgos and Geminis, right? Geminis and Virgos, we're ruled by Mercury, the planet that is void of emotions. We take our emotions out of it. We know how to look at something objectively and we understand and subjectively for that matter, and we understand how the subjection and objection both work hand in hand. They both have a relationship with one another, and it's a flowing relationship. And so the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords represents how, and so us as Virgos, once again, we've been vindicated again to being right. This is why people want your attention. They want you to be around because the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords represents, this is what we're doing. We're focusing on what we got to do. All of this calling us lame and weak, right? And goofy, talking about those people calling us that, called us behind our back, talked about us behind our back. They gave us a difficult time, right? We're trying to be in relationships with people. Here they are, they gave us a difficult time. All of that All it did was we just focused. And what happened when us as Virgos started focusing again? Well, Strength card and the Nine of Cups, now they want to get our attention. You know, and one of my friends said this too. Arcia said this. He said, he's on YouTube, so, you know what I'm saying? He's on YouTube, so he said, what did he say? He said, the more you do use, the more they can't do them. And it's the truth. The more us as Virgos stick to ourselves, keep our ears close to the streets to know what's going on around us, mind our business for the most part, and focus on what we have to do, is the more it is that other people can't mind their business. You know why? Because part of their adversarial nature is them being really goofy and immature and trying to get our attention by the way of trying to get us on our nerves. It's goofy. I don't know why they think that trying to irritate you and aggravate you and get you on your nerves is somehow going to be like a bonding agent. No, it's subterfuge. It will actually have you Virgos not want to get close close with them because you understand how weird they're being. And so let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify, okay, the Strength card. Right? Let's clarify the Strength card. So to clarify, you have the Six of Swords. They need your help. Four of Cups, Eight of Swords, Ace of Cups, Six of Cups. So now what, right? So now, okay, the Four of Cups. They don't want to admit that they need your help, but they don't just want it. They need your help. They don't want to admit that they need your help. But then at the same time, they know that they need it. They know they need a person like you Virgos to be around them. The Eight of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Cups represent. So now it's this thing where, but you Virgos may not necessarily want them. You may not even care to. And it has nothing to do with like being adversarial. They're just not a part of your reality. They're not a part of your life or your lifestyle. So you don't care. But guess what? Six of Cups, they're going to be the ones coming back though. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You know, this is another reason too why I don't put up with back talk, because it's a lot of talk for people who need your help. You know, everybody, you know, so many, I ain't gonna say everybody, but so many people want to play like they just got it. They have all the answers, right? How many times here on YouTube will you see me come to my own channel and be like, thank you. Ask for what it is that I'm looking for, right? I don't have all this excessive ego that I got going on to ask. If I say, yo, I want more people to come through because I need a little extra cash or whatever the case may be or whatnot, people will come through. I have no shame in my game. I don't hesitate to ask for what it is that I'm looking for. See people with all this excessive ego. I ain't gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. X, Y, Z. So busy trying to act like they on point, and that, you know what I'm saying, and that they chiefs, but they really peons. They really people that are like serfs, struggling. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to get the YouTube channel 200K. I'm at 25,856. I had to think for a minute. We're getting close to that 26,000 subscriber mark. Amazing, right? Hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, the books to my Amazon, as well as Kareemspiritworks clothing, right? All of that can be found in the comment section, in the comment section, in the Linktree link below. Also, too, I'm working on a video game. It's going to be an application that y'all can download. I'm not going to tell you the name of it yet because I want to make sure that I get the source file in my hand, which is the the IP, the intellectual property in my hand. And I've been working on it. I'm working with specifically the person that is doing it, and I'm working on as much detail as I possibly can to make the video game so good y'all will want to pay $1 for it. I'm gonna drop it on the iOS store for $1. I'm not gonna overcharge y'all and charge y'all like these video game industries $70 and all that. No. Charge y'all $1. Support. You know what I mean? Show some support. Let's see if y'all like it. I want to see if y'all are open to playing like video games from yours truly. That's it. Peace. Have a good one.